the bride is forced to sit down for like 6 hours to get all this artwork done so that she can't do or touch anything. She just really has to relax. And I think all the essential oils and the paste help calm her down.
Mm-hmm.
And the other belief that the Indian culture has is that it keeps the evil eye off the bride's beauty. So nobody could say or do anything to affect her on her big day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there's all kinds of little traditions that go with it. But one specific tradition is really important. Every bridal piece that I do,
Mm-hmm.
it has the groom's name hidden in the henna. So it's traditional to hide the groom's name in the henna, and on the night of the wedding, he's supposed to look for it.
Oh, wow.
And so that tradition stems from arranged marriages in our culture. So, back home, in India, there's, in some places, arranged marriages are still a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if you don't know who you're going to marry, and you're getting this guy's name put into your hands, it's going to be kind of like an icebreaker on the night of the wedding for him to, like, feel up on your arms or legs and look for his name. And so that's kind of like how this couple used to break the ice and, on the night of their wedding, like just to kind of share a little bit of intimacy. That was
Mm-hmm.
what started it all. So till this day, all my brides still get their groom's names hidden in there, even if they've been dating for years.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, times have changed. So, but the traditions we still keep alive, because I think it's really important to pass that on to our next generation as well.
Yeah, because I remember my wife, she had a close friend of hers that was married into an Indian family, and the process, like you said, is like 5 days, and it's it's amazing how, like, every culture is different, because even in my wife in her tradition, like in her like culture, she's Dominican, so every time after a wedding, like the day after, they have to have breakfast for the newlyweds, so it's just amazing, like how every culture is so different, how they treat when it comes to weddings and etc. Like it's just amazing.
Yeah, it really is. I always joke and say that Indian people have 5-day weddings because they want to make sure that we don't have to do it all over again.
Right. So you've done some artwork for some celebrities. Like, do you have any, like, I guess, names that you have done so far, or
Yeah,
whatnot?
tons. I think being in LA, I'm really blessed because this general area tends to have all the celebrities available at all times.
Mm-hmm.
After LA Fashion Week, I want to say shortly after, I worked on Kylie Jenner.
Okay.
And at that time, I remember I got called over to Kris Jenner's house.
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually what started it was I did Jordan Woods and their other friend, Anastasia.
Okay.
We call her Stas on the show. I did Jordan Woods at like this Coachella. It was like a pre-Coachella sample sale thing,
mm-hmm.
where like all these big brands came out, and I was just doing henna, and everyone was selling like clothes and shoes for Coachella.
Mm-hmm.
So I did Jordan Woods and Stas, and then Jordan and Stas called me like the next week, and they're like, "Hey, Kylie wants some henna done. Can you come down?" I didn't even know they were friends with Kylie Jenner, because back then, this is 2014. Like, Kylie Jenner was just the little sister.
Yeah, she was
just Kim Kardashian's baby sister. Like, she wasn't the billionaire that she is now.
Right.
So, I was like, of course I'll come do work on Kylie. Like, it's not a big deal. And then, so I go to Kris Jenner's house, and we're in Kendall's room, and I'm working on Kylie Jenner, and everyone's like, wow, you did Kylie Jenner. I'm like, yeah, but she's the baby sister. Like, she's nobody at that time.
At that time, now she's like a billionaire.
Huge. Yeah. So I worked on, I worked on her and Jordan Woods and stuff. And then after that, it was like one after the other. I mean, I worked on Shaquille O'Neal's entire family, Shawnee and the kids. I work on them often. I worked on Nazneen Mandy, who's Miguel's wife.
Mm-hmm.
I did a party for Drake and G-Eazy. It was their manager's birthday, and Drake and G-Eazy were there, and I just did henna for everybody at the party. I worked on the Pussycat Dolls.
Wow.
I worked on, who else? I want to say Jessica White, Shay Mitchell, who else? The Shahs of Sunset cast, some Bollywood actresses that come through LA I've done henna on, such as Neetu Chandra, and Sonam Kapoor is one of my clients. She actually got a hold of some of my apparel that I sell, and she did a little promo for me. The list goes on and on. I've worked on a lot. I like NFL athletes, Terrell Owens.
Wow.
Just random, everyone.
That's amazing. How does it feel to be around influencers? Cause you're an influencer yourself, but how does it feel to be around celebrities and stuff like that? As far as does it just feel is it how can I say it? Is it very starstruck, or you just treat it as if they're a regular client, business is business?
I feel like when I get that initial phone call,
mm-hmm.
Hey, I want you to come to my place and work on me, I'm definitely starstruck. Oh
okay.
my God, Shawnee O'Neal wants me at her house to work on her and the kids, it's huge for me, obviously. But then when I get there and I'm working on them, I'm in their personal space, in their home, where they are totally toned down. They're not in celebrity mode. They're just at home, and they're normal, just like us, right? So,
right, yeah.
It's very cool, because then it's easy to work with them. You're not starstruck at that point. You're just kind of at their level with conversation and energy and everything. It's just very it's very chill. Kylie Jenner was so what room do you want to sit in? I'm I don't know. This is your mom's house, and you tell me where to sit, So it's very just normal, and she was very hospitable.
Mm.
Do you want something to eat? Can I get you something to drink? She was really cool. And then Kendall comes in, and Coley comes through, and everyone's just normal. Everyone's just so chill. So I can't lie. I think I was starstruck when I saw Shaquille O'Neal in person. That was probably the most unreal, because he's so big.
Yeah, he's big. Yeah, I remember I seen him at the gym one time down here, and he's huge. I'm 6'1".
He's massive.
Yeah, he makes me I'm 5'9", 4'9", or something like that.
Yes. And then his son, Sharice, he's the same. He's an inch shorter than him. So just seeing them, it's you're in awe, and you can't believe that you're seeing them in person, because you only see them on TV, and then their size is just unbelievable. But Shaquille O'Neal is such a warm-hearted, loving guy.
Right.
So it makes it easy to kind of work with him and talk to him, and so. But then, when I work on influencers, actual Instagram influencers, it's a little bit different.
Explain, how is it different?
I feel like celebrities are just celebrities. They're confident because they know that they've already made it big. You know what I mean? But they don't let it get to their head, because to them it's just work.
Right.
It's for them it's work. They've made it big. Everybody knows who they are, and they don't let it get to their head.
Right.
I work with a lot of influencers, and most of them are really chill and cool. All the influencers, thank goodness I've worked with. But some of them are just
the big headed.
They can't stop influencing.
Yeah.
Like they're on their phone the whole time.
Yeah, like they can't. It's like some of them, which I kind of understand because I've had some on the show. Some, well, the ones that came on the show were real cool, you know, like yourself. But some I've noticed are very hands on, like they still working, or some are just they feel like they're bigger than the world, and it's like like you said, like I had a couple, like I had one of LeBron James' teammates from high school on the show, and he's a letter director at St. Mary's St. Vincent's, and just talking to him was it was a great conversation. Like, you know how he talked about LeBron and how they was growing up, and like how he talked about the school and being a letter director, and it just like, you know, I had to tell myself, you know, if I want to be more involved in the media, you know, podcasting, you know, industry, I'm gonna have days where I have wins. I'm gonna have days when I have losses. I'm gonna have days where, you know, I get treated some type of way. But at the end of the day, I had to push forward, you know. So, you know, I'm glad that you talked about that. I'm glad that you covered that, you know, because a lot of people, they don't want to really talk about that. But I'm glad you talked about that.
Yeah, definitely.
So, for the I guess for the kids too as well, like you know, for this next generation, you know, I like to call them the centennials. Kids that was born after 02, 01. Can you I guess give them like some type of advice, like as far as like the importance of being an artist? Because it's like every way I go, every time I turn, it's like it's kids that want to be artists. You know, I guess because we have I don't know if you heard of Wynwood down here in Miami. They have it like every year, and it's like, for me, the event is a plus because it gives kids other lanes to go to, because, you know, down here in Florida, you know, we big on sports. You know, you have to either be a athlete or a rapper or some type of artist. But now it's like kids are getting more exposure to different avenues. So can you like, I guess, you know, give us the importance of being an artist, like as far as like doing art and stuff like that?
Yeah, so one thing I didn't mention, and I will get to that, because it kind of ties in with this backstory. So I'm an engineer full-time.
Wow.
And my parents, and my parents pushed me to get my education, get my degree, and, you know, study my engineering. I'm an electrical engineer. I still work full-time as an engineer. So this henna art is definitely not my full-time gig, but
wow.
I wish every single day that it was. And I am still, I think a lot of my hustle and my ambition, it comes from wanting to steer away from my engineering into my artwork and be successful. I don't want to be a starving artist, right? So,
right.
Especially because, you know, I'm married and I have 2 kids and I have a household, so I can't risk it at this point.
Right.
But, I mean, if I were to go back, I think I would have done things differently, and that's where my advice to the young generation comes in. Because, you know, the new generation, you guys have so much at your fingertips, it's unreal.
Right.
I feel like even if you're not the type to go to school and get a degree, you can make it big. Like, there is so much potential out there. We're living in a world where everything is visual. People from across the world have access to what you do if you want them to have it. You know, like they can see your artwork, they can hear your music, they can, you know, just, you can have presence across the world if you want to. If you just use the tools that you have properly, I feel like you can touch people all over the world.
Right.
And, you know, I know sometimes as an artist, you're so focused on making your music and coming up with lyrics and writing your own stuff or composing your own beats or whatever it is, but you also have to focus on how you're going to market it and how you're going to reach out, you know, and how you're going to spread the word about your music without compromising the originality. Like, you don't want other people to copy it. And, you know, so take your time to study those